I'm curious. You said you've been through 100 court cases. Like, what is that like? And are you literally physically going to these court cases? And are they held in different countries? Because you seem to have had a lot of experience. I'm just curious. What is
Yeah,
that
I've
process
been in
been
the
like?
High Court in Ireland. So basically, the three properties that they have, so they took everything off me. I lost even my house with my personal belongings. And what they did is they sold all the properties. They didn't even give me information on it, like when it was going to auction or being sold. So I found out later they put them as a pool and they sell it to like the likes of BlackRock, who come in and then take over the properties and don't pay any tax and double the rent for whoever's coming in. And one of the properties, the one that I had said was like valued at 125, I had an offer of 200,000 for that, because it was
Yeah.
on a plot of like 3/4 of an acre, and it was newly renovated. I renovated a house, and basically I said full and final settlement. I had a 220 mortgage on it, and they wouldn't accept it, but they sold it for something like 165 themselves and came after me for the excess. And that's why I was in court. And when you're in the court in Ireland, in the High Court, it's not like, defendant, plaintiff, and you both have a solicitor. It's in a room with a judge who doesn't really know what's going on with the
Yeah.
cases. It's up
Yeah.
to five. And you've got like 150 people, but it was all barristers. Like, they're the top level. They're very
Yeah.
expensive. So I'm there representing myself. I'd lost everything. Couldn't afford a solicitor even if I wanted. You don't get legal aid. I mean, if I had raped somebody, killed somebody, you get legal aid. But
Yeah.
when it's your loss, you lose everything in your life. No, you don't get that, which is kind of strange. It should be the other way around, but
Yeah.
you're not entitled to it. I'm not sure in the States, but in Ireland, that was the way. And I'm fighting these people. So he opens a file and he's looking at it, and 8 times I had to go back, and I could see so much corruption there. It was like,
Yeah.
people go and say, "Oh, I got KPMG. They charged me €15,000 extra." When was that? 2 years ago. You should have took it up with them then. Bang, ruled in favor of the banks plus interest plus penalties. Every case that I was there on the 8 times. And when I was there the final date, I thought I was going to win, because previously I had an affidavit as a sworn statement, and this in this kind of crappy lie stating their facts, and I rebutted that. Plus, I had 47 points from me destroying them with all their fraud and everything. I had loads of information, and they couldn't respond to it because there was no way that they could actually do that, because they would be, prove that.
Yeah.
And one judge said, you should have responded. He said there'll be serious consequences, and they offered €1,400 to me for travel expenses, and we were to come back in 3 weeks. So I thought at that stage, I'm going to win. This is going to be done and dusted. I came back, different judge, and in the morning he basically started, "Oh, this is going to take too long, so you're there like 9:30 or something like that. We'll do it at lunchtime." Then he starts again. "No, it's too late." So I was there till like 5 or 6 o'clock. And if I'm gone, I lose. But the barrister can go, "I've got another case," and leaves, and that's okay. So even at that, there's a bias. So when I'm there, the barrister starts talking, saying everything. And then when I go to talk, the judge just stops me, and he wouldn't let me say anything. And somebody stood up and said, "What's going on here?" And he said, "Get out if you don't shut up," to the person. So,
Wow.
and I'm like, this is so much corruption. So then he basically ruled in favor of the bank. So then he starts discussing interest and plus the barrister's cost. That could have been about 300 grand, like, because they're about 10 grand a day. And I said, "Listen, I'm trying to fight this for over a year, and you've never responded to my affidavit or anything like that." He goes, "Okay, fair enough." So he didn't get caught on interest or penalties or their costs. And I wanted to go to the European Union to fight this. And I found out that I had to appeal to do that. And if I appealed, it opened up it again. So it opened it up to plus interest plus penalties plus the next round. So you were talking like something like 68 grand versus maybe 500,000. And when I saw full corruption the whole way through, I wasn't going to take that risk. So I didn't go forward. And it was like, and in Poland, I had a criminal case. So they were trying to give me 3 years in jail for, basically, we ran out of money. We couldn't pay for the water. The water got turned off, and they said I'd done it intentionally. It was the water company came along. So the tenants who never paid anyway, there was 3 left, took me to court, and they wanted to give me 3 years in jail. And it was my own experience, again, sitting down when they came into court, more corruption. They brought the 3 witnesses together at the same time, which should never happen. But because of what they said, I was able to catch them out in lies, and the judge started screaming at him, and it changed it, because before that I knew she was against me. You know when somebody doesn't like you, and it just changed based on that. And it took us about, I think I had to go in about 20 times with witnesses on just that case alone. And it was near the end that they eventually got the people that were taking the claim against me. So I won, and then it went to next level. They said that it goes to the highest level because they appealed. And I asked the solicitor, I said, what's going on there? She asked the prosecutor, oh, they have to. And even during that case, I'm sitting down, different prosecutors about 5 times. One of them was fast asleep. So I'm sitting there next to my solicitor going, they're trying to get me in jail. And I've got this idiot across me fast asleep. He doesn't even pay attention.
Yeah.
And it's like, so
it's crazy, man.
So it's like, unfortunately, I don't think they tried to get me into a courtroom later. And because of my knowledge with sovereignty and common law, they couldn't get me into the courtroom.
Oh.
I had bailiffs coming after me. Because of my knowledge, I got them to back off. So I recommend everybody, even if you haven't gone through it, start looking at this, because unfortunately we're surrounded by corruption and everything. And then you can protect yourself, that you don't even have to be looking over your back, kind of worried about what's going to go on.